Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to the We All Juggle Knives channel, and to my video review of two machetes from Thailand. These are Aranyik brand machetes. We've got the standard size cane machete, and the wider one is the wide tip cane machete. The steel on these is 5160 carbon steel. As you can see, it's got wood handle scales, true full tang, and these are made in Thailand. Of course, if you want to pick one up, I will include links to the Aranyik store, which is on their website. You can check out their other offerings as well. The blade length on these is around 14.5 inches, and the handle lengths are about 8.5 inches. It's an intermediate length for machete. Now, these type of machetes might be something different than you are used to. If you're used to what we have in America, if you walk into, let's say, Harbor Freight, you will see a classic Latin-style machete, which is fairly thin, flexible, and is made to cut through soft vegetation for miles and miles and not tire you out, so they're light. This type of machete is definitely heavier than that Latin machete we're all used to. Right, these types of machetes can do a lot. They hit harder. You can do things that you might normally do with a hatchet using the machete. However, because the edge length is much greater than the hatchet, that opens up a lot of possibilities for it makes it more flexible for different tasks. Alright, here's a family portrait of some Aranyiks. And I have a lot of usage footage coming up, but first, just in case people don't even know, what are Thai machetes all about, I will explain. So those first two, those are the ones I'm going to demonstrate today, and you see that curved one, that is called the Brush Destroyer, especially good for clearing heavy brush. All right, and the one next to that is the extended machete, cane machete, the longest one. I've already posted a video review and demo of that one, so check that video out if you just want like the biggest one. Now about that curved one, the machete, that is very good in tropical environments. It's also very good in swamps, and the reason I'm demonstrating the other two in this video instead of that is because in the terrain I am in and the wood that I have available, it's easier to demonstrate the cane machetes. However, the Aranyik channel on YouTube has already posted a demonstration of the so you can check that video out, and it would be perfect for swamps too. It's a shame because there's actually a swamp really close to me, but legally I'm not allowed to cut things there. But if you live in Cajun country or something, consider that Okay, doing stuff with the machetes, we're going to make a notch. And once again, apologies for the birds. They're always going crazy in the background. Yeah, this is not a sound stage. It's not a studio, dude. Alright, so what I did was I made two parallel cuts and then I removed the material between, thus making a notch. All I wanted to show here is that even though this is a big, giant, heavy machete, you can still do some fine type tasks, such as this with it. Oh, by the way, the weight on these machetes is around 2.2 pounds, okay? So, well over 2 pounds, right? So they hit hard. All right, next task, just chopping up some yard debris. This was just the warm-up. We got bigger, better branches coming. That was just me trying to make sure that I was actually in the camera frame. Boom, off with its head. You have lost the Game of Thrones. Alright, some heavier branches. We have some 3D action coming up. Wait for it. 3D There you go, 3D. That was free, no charge. You don't even need to wear special goggles like we did in the freaking 80s. Or glasses, I should say. Alright, here I accidentally made a notch. I was like, hey, let me show my viewers. I accidentally made a notch there. Yeah, but this is pretty good for clearing brush. Now, I've already cleared all the brush, I need to on my properties, but whatever. Just imagine that these were part of a living tree that you needed to get rid of, or bush, brush, whatever. All right, here is prep work for carving. I'm going to carve this thing into a spear, and just to get the basic shape, you can use your machete. I sometimes use a hatchet for that as well. But yeah, just basic prep work for carving. Now to do the actual carving, I'm not going to use the machete just because it's easier to use a smaller, just like a carving type knife. Those are some other things I carved and in other reviews. Check out my other reviews, but yeah, eventually that's going to look something like those. It'll be some sort of spear or spike, but that'll be for another knife review. I do recommend putting some grip tape on the handle of this because it did tend to turn in my hand a little bit, but I just didn't have time to go pick up some grip tape. Splitting with the machete, splitting some firewood. I just wanted to show that this thing hits hard. I mean, you don't need to baton it through, just off with their heads, so to speak. So this is kind of like the hatchet replacement function. You can use it as a hatchet, but the point is that this thing hits hard, so if you had to chop a branch on a living tree, it would serve well. And as I said, the point is that you can do some hatchety things, but the edge length gives you more options. You can carve a path through some soft vegetation as well. So there's what it did, made some kindling with... You see how kind of warped and curvy that junk wood is. We only get firewood that's not good for building anything, so there's plenty of knots, which, it's a good test. But, yeah, I made short work of that task. All right, and here I am just slamming it into a large section of a log. Now, the only purpose of this clip is just to demonstrate that you can smash on this and it's not going to break. All right, so it's just showing durability. All right, I'm not trying to cut that log in half because frickin' obviously you would want to use something else besides a machete if you really had to cut something of that diameter. But yeah, I pounded on this thing. These are virtually indestructible. That's what I'm attempting to establish or to show. And a lot of my subscribers already own an Aranyik, and they can back me up on that. These things can just take a serious pounding. All right, so I chopped up all those branches with the machetes. I made all that kindling with the machetes. I also hammered on that section of a log with the machetes. That's the one that broke that other knife from last week, that same log, but it did not damage the Aranyiks. All right, final thoughts on these Aranyik machetes. Well, first of all, the stuff I showed in the video, that's by no means the only uses, right? Those are just the easiest to demonstrate at this particular time. If you wanted to show every possible use of a machete like this, that would be like a 10-hour video, so that's not what a 10-minute video could ever be. But I wanted to just give you some basis for consideration. If you're considering buying something, you want to see someone who actually owns one, who actually has it in hand and has actually done stuff with them. But these machetes are basically super tough. Like if I had to go on to one of those survival shows, where you can only pick a few items, I would pick a small, very sharp Scandi knife, and then I would pick one of these machetes as the hard chopper, just because I know it will not break. It will not break. There you see the true full tang on those. Like I said, I recommend some grip tape, as it does tend to turn in my hand when I have the gloves. It actually slips less without the gloves, but I have enough scars on my hands to know gloves are good. But add some grip tape to the handle. You can get that at any sporting goods store. Now, these do not come with sheaths, and that is because the price added to make a good sheath for these, for that price, you might as well just get your own. Why not just get your own custom sheath made? It would be around the same price, all right, because they don't have a sheath factory over there. So no sheath. These do ship from Thailand, so keep in mind, shipping could be expensive depending on where you live. That's just how it goes. These are heavy. It's not a trick. They're not trying to scam you. That's just shipping can be expensive. So factor that into your price calculations and your budget. But overall, Aranyiks are just very high quality. I've been owning and reviewing these for 7 or 8 years now. Like long before I didn't, went back when I didn't even know jack about bushcraft because there wasn't as much good material, at least on here. So yeah, I mean, I kind of my skills grew through those years while owning these. I definitely highly recommend them. You can check out other people's videos. They will definitely back up my sentiments. But hope you enjoyed this video. This has been We All Juggle Knives. I'm out.